I got a scar on my neck and an old black one.
So my first question is, how would you guys describe your sound? I know I've seen a few different kind of genres that you've been put into over the years.
Oh yeah, man, we get thrown into the blues rock pot, the classic rock pot, and more commonly the southern rock, which is it's kind of weird for us, the whole southern rock thing, because really, if you look at it, all rock comes from the South. I mean, Little Richard was from
True.
Macon, Georgia. Elvis was from Tupelo, Mississippi, if you want to go that route. But yeah, man, I'm a believer in that. I think all rock comes from the South because it took this combination of gospel and blues and kind of standardized country music to make all those things happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
But man, we're grateful for anybody that listens to us, so they can they can call us whatever we want, whatever they want, and we're happy to do it. And we've really been welcomed into the classic rock community. We spent a good part of our career playing with bands like Foreigner, Cheap Trick, UFO. On the southern rock side, we've played with Wet Willie and members of the Allman Brothers. I mean, we've been very lucky that the older guys have seen the spark in us and said, yeah, come out with us and learn the ropes. So we've been very fortunate.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's almost. I feel like genres kind of blend a lot more these days as well. Like you can fit into all sorts, and people are a bit more open-minded about it almost.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the UK and EU seems more welcoming to kind of new classic rock bands. Where in America, like radio wise, either like you had a big you had a rock hit 30 years ago, like Foreigner or Foghat, or you're more, how to say this, more active rock, like Shinedown and Nickelback or something. So
yes, yeah.
There's a radio for that, and then there's radio stations for the classic rock. But for what we're doing, we're kind of in that in between place where people really don't know what to do with us in radio over here. So, but that's how it goes.
Yes. And you've just returned with a new single, right? A week or two ago?
We have, man. We released a song called I'm Wicked on February 5th, and we won Classic Rock Magazine's Tracks of the Week.
Yes, I saw that. That's cool.
The week that it came out. And, man, there was some tough competition in there, so we really appreciate people getting in there and voting and helping us out. That's the first time we've won it. We've been in it, I know, one time before, and didn't get it, but we got it this time around. But so far, so good. People seem to really enjoy the song, and last weekend was the first time that we'd ever played it live, so that was really a lot of fun. Cool.
Yeah, definitely. And what kind of prompted that? I know it's been a couple of years since you've put out a single. What prompted new music now?
Man, we were going wide open until about 2020, and then I had thyroid cancer. Had to get my thyroid removed and take some radiation treatment. And the original guitar player in the band went over to play bass for a band called Blackstone Cherry, and our original drummer wanted to stay home and do the family thing. So we brought two new guys into the band, and we started touring and releasing music again in 2023. So we released There's a Break in the Road 2023, Last Fool in the Line in 2024. Didn't release anything last year, but released I'm Wicked this year. So it's good to get some new music out there, and we're working toward getting a full length release out. Doing all the behind the scenes business stuff to make that happen.
Yes.
So people seem to really dig what we're doing, so we want to get some music out.
Yeah, definitely. That was going to be kind of my next question. Actually, is what is it building to something more? Are you looking at probably end of this year for a longer release then, or?
That would be great. We don't really have a date down yet, but it's something that we're working hard to do because man, all the music we love listening to is in album format, and it's kind of hard to release music in the single format because you get people only get kind of like a little glimpse of what you're able to do versus when you put a record on and you listen to it front to back, you get a really clear picture of what a band's about and their strengths and weaknesses and what they can do.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I found it's kind of coming from a band myself. It's so much effort to try and keep up with the whole single release every couple of months as well that Spotify kind of wants you to do nowadays. There's just so much that goes into each release.
Oh man, it's exhausting and really really expensive. Ideally they would want you to release a song every 3 months or so
Yeah,
to keep the numbers where they need to be. But at a point, you kind of got to look at yourself and say, am I putting music out at the right pace for me? Am I doing it for the right reasons, or am I just trying to keep the numbers happy? So we always want to serve the music and put out the best thing we can. But you do kind of have to play the game, unfortunately.
yes, yeah. But it's good to hear, you guys and so many other people I've kind of chatted to over the last few months are still very geared towards albums. It's nice to hear that everyone's like, yeah, I still want to put in, half an hour, 40 minutes, however much music in at once.
Oh yeah, again, that's all the music that we love listening to is that way. All the classic blues albums, and all the like concept rock albums, the Zeppelin and Yes and all that stuff. I couldn't imagine hearing that, just one song at a time.
Mm.
That would be very strange. So we love the idea of an album.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And what's the kind of writing process like for you guys? Do you kind of bring ideas to each other, or do you just get in a room and kind of hash it all out, or?
We're getting a room hashed all out kind of band. I mean, I may have a riff or some lyrics or something or an idea, but I try not to develop it too far because once the other three guys get a hold of what's going on, it always changes into something far better than whatever I could have came up with on my own. A lot of times I do end up using that root idea or root melody, but they're able to take it somewhere just totally unexpected, which is a lot of fun, and we all kind of feed off each other during the writing process, just like we do live. And I think that's the cool thing about being a band is you can showcase that versus like being an artist name type act, and one guy brings in everything.
Yes.
He's like, all right, you play this, you play this, you play this, and you get what you get. That doesn't leave a lot of room for magic to happen, like with the bands we love, like with Humble Pie and Faces. It's that interaction between all those players live, in a room that makes it so unique.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I imagine it's still pretty cool writing with. I know you mentioned obviously you've got a couple of new band members over the last couple of years. I imagine it's still been quite a nice groove with them writing as well and stuff.
Oh yeah, I think this lineup of the band, our songwriting has really improved because the two Dale Myers on drums and Alex Wells on guitar, both of those are so energetic, and they were into what the band was doing beforehand. Oh, cool. And then ended up being in the band, so that gives them just even more of a renewed energy, like, hey, let's get in there and do this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Let me put my stamp on what's going on. So it's a good thing.
And are you right in the middle of a run of shows now, right? Have you got one in a couple of days, I saw?
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow. Actually, we're playing Nashville, Tennessee with a band called The Damn Shames and Nigel and the Heat, and this will be a really fun show because I've known Nigel Dupree for a while because he's the son of Jesse James Dupree from Jackal. Oh, cool. So we've been around each other a bit, but I've never got to see him play. he's never got to see me play, so it's going to be a fun time playing together. And then we've got a show in Ohio Saturday night, so it's the touring's kicking up for us. We're still kind of doing the weekend thing, which works because the people that come out to see us are blue collar people. They can't really swing going out on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night because they got to work. So,
yeah, this is it.
So yeah, we're weekend rock and roll warriors.
Sounds good though. I really got into Damn Shame last year. Actually, the album that they put out was so good.
Oh, they're really good, and they're from the same area we from, so we've all known each other forever.
Oh, cool.
So it'll be kind of a big family reunion tomorrow night.
Nice. Yeah, I think it was Kyle Daniel. I don't know if you chatted to him a few times, and he just sent over the album. He's like, "Oh, check this out." I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Oh, Kyle's cool, man. We've known Kyle for a long time. He's played some in the Josephines, band that's from where we're from,
yes.
And also Van Winkle and Spirits. I mean, he's always sitting there with somebody. He's really talented, really talented player.
Yeah, it feels like at least once a year now he'll just send me over. Oh, I've done some stuff on this, by the way. Check it out. I'm like, yeah, sure.
That's cool.
And have you guys got a busy kind of rest of the year planned? I know you've mentioned obviously some writing, but I imagine there's some shows kind of coming in as well.
Oh yeah, man. There's new shows coming in every day. So we're from now to November we're gonna be hitting it. We'll be wide open. And, hopefully some time to get back to the studio and get some down and get this record out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Have you got any kind of plans to come back to the UK anytime soon? I know I've seen that you've been out, in the past.
Yeah, we've been over twice, and we really enjoyed our time there, and we would love to come back. It's just finding the right opportunity to come back and try to make as much of an impact as we can while we're here. It's tricky, because we want to go everywhere and see everybody, but it's just not, it's hard to do, because there's, they want, we want to do festival stuff, and club stuff. We'll eventually make it happen and get back over there. I know people want to see us.
Yes, yeah, definitely be cool. Have you got any kind of comparisons you can make to the scene over here, when you guys are over here compared to back home? Or I know you've obviously mentioned the radio a little bit, but
yeah, man, for us, we feel a lot more respect when we come over and play for y'all. It seems like there's so much to compete with here in the United States as far as people constantly on their phone, or they're watching a game or whatever, if it's a like a club date. But over there, it seems like people just have a greater reverence for live music and a respect for it. Not that people don't enjoy it over here. It's just I guess our type of music is something that just doesn't get seen.
Yeah, true.
As often, so we feel very respected when we come over and play, and we definitely want to come back.
Yeah, we don't really tend to have that much Southern rock at all over here. I know we obviously had Skinner when they did their couple of farewell shows and stuff like that, but outside of that, it's really just been Blackberry Smoke, Blackstone Cherry, and that's really about it. Cadillac 3 every so often.
Yeah,
like the rockier end of it.
Our second time we came over, we got to do a lot with. We did half the run with Blackstone Cherry, and then we did the other half with Allman Betts. So we were definitely in front of the right people each night. And, got to play Car for the Castle in Wales with Blackstone, which was really a special show for everybody.
Yeah, it's a really cool venue as well, actually.
Oh yeah, it was cool. I'll never forget it, man.
And then obviously you've kind of thrown a few different names around that you've toured with, but do you have a dream tour lineup you'd want to be a part of? Anyone else you'd want to kind of support, or any friends you want to bring on the road with you?
Oh sure, man. We'd love to. We'd love to play with Government Mule, because they're really our heroes, and the way they their show's so different every night. They change up the set list. It would be really cool to be out there with them. And Blackberry Smoke's another one. We've toured with Blackberry Smoke in the past, and that's a lot of fun. And just any band that's got that roots influence, and it's great to be in front of a crowd that really understands music. If any crowd's great, but if we get in front of a modern crowd, they're going to compare us to modern influences. What they hear, and if they're a little more studied, they'll they pick up on things that we do and can tell what we're into. So we we don't necessarily want to play for like a like a jazz listening crowd, but at the same time it's good to play for people that know music.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way of looking at it. And then it's kind of a lighter final question. If you could have written a song from history, do any immediately spring to mind?
Oh man, there's so many great songs out there. Man, I'd have to go with Crosby, Stills and Nash's Guinevere, because that's one of the most just beautiful songs, so haunting. And when you play that song, everybody goes quiet no matter where they're at. And it's one of those songs that just kind of gets everybody's attention and demands respect. So that's mine off the top of my head.
No, it's definitely a good choice. I do like that song. Awesome. Well, that's all I've got anyway. So thanks for taking some time out of your day to sit and chat.
But I told that man, oh, I'm wicked. I'm wicked.